Hey cozy friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Stevie Marie and welcome to my cozy little corner of the internet. So today I have kind of finally finished my little cozy corner setup. So I wanted to go over the basics and how to design your own cozy corner and make it cohesive, work with what you got kind of thing. So yeah, we're gonna go over that today. I'm gonna show you all my tips and tricks on how I put mine together, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. Before we get started, if you want to give the video a thumbs up and maybe subscribe down below if you haven't already, I would so gratefully appreciate that. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Let's get a little more comfortable here while we talk. First things first, we need to design or think of what we want our space to look like. So I didn't want to change my wall color because I had just painted it. My floors are not changing either, so I needed to work with what I have. So first you want to start with Pinterest. So you have your idea of what your spot is going to be, where it's going to be, the wall colors, the floor color that you have, and maybe you also already have some furniture. So I like to personally look up on Pinterest kind of the combination that I have and see if anything comes up. Or if you have a theme in mind or an aesthetic like dark academia or cottagecore, you can look those up as well and kind of get inspiration of how you want your spot to look. Next, I suggest going onto ChatGPT. It is literally my best friend. I love ChatGPT. And type in a prompt, kind of like this right here, and just ask it, like, tell it what you have, what color walls you have, the floors, what you're thinking for the aesthetic, the space you have in mind, and it will honestly give you such good advice. That's how I chose my blanket color and different aspects of the accessories of my space. It's not fully done yet, but it was super helpful in giving me all the options I had. And it also at one point gave me actual URLs to websites. Some of them didn't work, but some inspo pieces that I could add to my space to make it more cohesive or just add another touch of an accessory here or there. So we have our idea. We went to Pinterest and got our inspiration and made a mood board. We used ChatGPT to kind of pull all the elements together. You want to ask it also what colors. That is the biggest thing, I think. The color of the different objects. So I, for example, already knew that I wanted a cream couch or a cozy chair for my space because my walls and my floors are dark. And so I wanted something to contrast a little bit, but I would ask ChatGPT, like, what colors should I do? What colors go together? What should be the main focal point color? And then the accessory colors, because that will definitely determine your space and the style. So once you have all of your constraints, the theme, the aesthetic, all of the objects that you kind of want in the space that you know of, I would start Googling, going on Amazon, going on different websites, and find what elements you want to bring into your space. So I think the key pieces to a cozy corner start with a chair, of course, a blanket, a side table that you can put your stuff on, and a lamp, of course, because you need some sort of lighting. All the others are kind of just accessories, like what I have on the wall and what I have on my end table. So those are the core pieces that you need for a cozy corner. So once you have those, you have your aesthetic, you really want to go searching for the pieces that you want. Make sure it's in your budget as well, because you don't want to say, oh, I like this $2,000 chair. So once you have all that figured out, you have your images, go to Canva. It is a free resource for a reason. It is amazing. Or if you have Procreate on like an iPad or anything, and plop all of these images into it and kind of like arrange your space. So I like to take a picture of my space without anything in it. Just take a plain picture of like the floor and walls, and then I'll use that as my backdrop and kind of like erase around like the chair and the side table and the lamp and just kind of like put everything together just so you can really visualize it, because I do have a mind where I can visualize. I forgot what it's called when you're like reading and you can see it in your head what you're reading, but I sometimes just can't picture like a full space. Just to see how it would look in my head. So I highly recommend doing that. And that way it's super easy to just adjust things, or like, oh, I don't actually like that blanket. Let me change it out for this one, see how that looks. It's so helpful, and it really just makes the process so much easier. You know exactly what you're gonna get or what you already have that you can put in the space and will work together cohesively. So now I'm going to go over each of the pieces in my cozy corner and why I chose them. I think that would be probably helpful for other people, just to get an idea of how I designed it and why I did it that way, because I know that helps me when other people explain what they did and why. So starting off with my cozy chair, I knew I wanted to spend less than $500 because when you go on Amazon and search for an oversized chair, some of them are just ridiculously expensive. I believe this one was $400 and change. I'll definitely link it. I knew I wanted to spend under $500 because that's a lot of money for a chair. I actually thought this came with a hard base, but the entire thing is foam. It came kind of like tightly rolled up, and it had to sit for 3 days to rise back to its true size. But honestly, I really like it. I'm not too mad that it's not on like a platform or anything. It was a good purchase. I highly recommend. But I chose one that was an oversized, I believe it's just oversized comfy chair. You can search that term. Some of the reading chairs have an ottoman that make it longer, but I knew I didn't want that because if I'm like lounging on something, I don't want the ottoman to be pushing out away from me because that would just absolutely drive me insane. So I knew I wanted a big enough space that I could sit in comfortably. I can lay down. My cats can sit with me and they won't be such a pain. Like there's enough room for the 3 of us on here. So those are kind of the reasons why I chose it. And for the color, I always choose gray or just the wrong color. So I asked ChatGPT, of course, and it helped me decide on a cream color. I wish it wasn't as yellowy in tone, but I mean, what can you do? So because my walls are like a dark charcoal and my floors are actually a dark brown, kind of like my floating wall shelves here, they're almost the same color. I wanted something that will pop in the space. So especially because I'm filming, I wanted something that would stand out. So that's why I chose the color. I do plan on getting maybe a pink pillow to accent it because I have like the pink in my picture right here, and I also have a pink little mushroom lamp. I do want to add maybe a little bit more color to it, but so that's why I chose this chair, and it also came with these little pillows and the back pillow, so it was kind of like a good deal for me. So as for the side table, I actually got this side table also on Amazon, but I had no idea what kind of side table I wanted that would just match the space okay. And so I went to Cozy K's channel, of course, because she's the queen of cozy. And she actually has this exact one. I found it on her like to know it or something. And I just thought it was perfect. I didn't really have an idea of what I wanted, like I said. So I went with this one also because it actually has some outlets in the back. So I can plug in my phone charger. If I have a little like candle warmer, I can plug that into. It's just convenient, so I liked it for that. And it has 2 tiers, so I can put my books on it or any crafting supplies that I'm using. Another crucial part of a cozy corner is your lighting, of course. I went back and forth with if I wanted a pendant light over me, if I wanted a wall sconce or 2, or just one that would like pull out. It was so much, but I fell in love with this lampshade style of the lamp that I currently have, and it is just so cute. It's like gives off floral organic vibes that are just girly, and I really loved it. So I went with this one eventually. It is kind of annoying because like when I'm filming, you can't really see it. You just like see a pole behind me. So I don't know. I'm learning to love it, but I love it in the space when I'm not filming, if that makes any sense. I went with the gold because that's what also ChatGPT recommended would go well with my space with everything that I have in here, and I think did a pretty good job with determining what metal I should go with. So I think depending on your space will really determine what kind of lighting you should go with. I have an outlet over here, so it was easy to just put a standing lamp. The wall sconces, I thought they would just be a little out of the way, and I couldn't really design the walls how I wanted to, so that's why I didn't go with the wall sconces eventually. I didn't want a lamp that I'd be using to read with on my table because it would just kind of take up space where there was a ton of space behind me because I'm, you know, in a square room and the chair is round. So there was like a little triangle of space. So it fits perfectly back there. Okay, on to the accessories. So my favorite color as of late has been pink. So I knew I wanted pink in this space, especially because I got this adorable piece of artwork, which is actually a little crooked. I got this artwork from a nearby crystal shop, and it's my cat Coconut so much. Her color was pink, and it's just her, so I needed to have it in my space. So that kind of determined that pink was going to be my accent color. And you don't need to have just one accent color for everything to work. Ask ChatGPT, it will tell you. You can use pink, you can do like a lavender, a light green, a light blue. I'm like, okay, thank you. Thank you for giving me all these options because they're amazing. And I know I'm not just limited to one color. I know what else goes well together. So the other item I actually have had this for a while and didn't know where to put it, but it's a super cute pink mushroom lamp, and she just works well in my space. She's just a cutie little lamp, and I don't think Moodang is going to stay here. She's not really an accessory. I just kind of put her in my space for now, but she does have pink and gray. So I don't know, she kind of works in my space. I might put her on one of my shelves though. So yeah, I might be getting some more accessories in the future, but aside from like this blanket and some of the tabletop accessories, I don't think I'll be getting too much more. So now, finally, onto the wall art and wall decor. So I just have a few things up right now. I have my wall shelves that actually match my floor, and I have 3 of them. It took me so long, I kid you not, to figure out what placement I wanted these in. I first had them staggered, kind of like 2 super far apart and then 1 kind of off to the side in the middle of them. But I don't know, I wasn't in love with it. And then yesterday I spent like a half an hour rearranging the tape on my wall to figure out what arrangement I wanted. And I think I picked the best one. It kind of mirrors the angle of the lampshade. So that works really well. And you can kind of see the bottom one in my videos. I didn't want to see like a weird amount of one of them, like half of a shelf or something. That would just kind of look weird. So I also did take into account the videos and where they would be placed in my videos. I do wish I kind of put it down a little lower so you could actually see it, but I also don't want to hit my head on it. So there was a lot of thought in trying to place these wall shelves. And I do have some other artwork that I want to put up. Again, I already have my little coconut-esque picture up right here with the pink background, and I did a lighter wood frame on it just to give it a different pop, because I do have frames of like all different colors, so I just kind of want to mismatch them so it looks intentional. So that's why that one is different, and it's different, you know, from the color of my shelves. So I do think when I add pictures, I'm going to add them kind of above my cat picture here and kind of swoop above the lamp, just so it kind of gives this effect of going into the focal corner of the room, if that makes sense. It might make more sense if you guys actually saw it, but I don't have it obviously up yet. And I do want to add some more down here so you guys can actually see them in videos, and it just gives the blank space a little something to look at. That is how I designed my cozy space. How you can design a cozy space very similar to mine or along the same vein of how I did it. If you guys have any questions at all, please feel free to leave them down below in the description. I would love to know what you guys think about my space. I tried my best. It was like the first real decorative space that I designed, which was really fun and sometimes frustrating, but I think it came together really, really well. So yeah, let me know what you guys think again. And if you made it all the way to the end of the video, make sure you give it a like if you enjoyed it. If I taught you anything, it could have been one simple thing. I would so appreciate it if you liked the video, and if you want to see more of content like this, make sure you subscribe so you can be notified in your subscriptions of when I upload. And I am so grateful you guys watched my video. I'm so happy you're here, and I hope you have a super cozy rest of your day. I will see you guys next time. Bye!